That's killed it.
He made the decision to play Thiago. But Klopp doesn't change the system. Since Bubak's left, you don't want to change from the 4-3-3.
Boom, what's going on, people? Back again on the Jerry James for the second time in a day with the main man G, and this is obviously the tactics board. It's a crazy day though, a mad day. Things happening that I would have never thought would have happened in my life. But hey ho, guess what? They've happened. But G, what's going on, man? How you feeling? What are you telling me?
Hey, it's like I said to my boy earlier on. Today's the first day this season that I actually smiled in regards to Liverpool. Like in regards to like Liverpool and Liverpool Football Club, today was the first day I smiled. All my dreams really came true today. Champions League draw. I wanted Madrid. Then we get the big news. Obviously, we'll dive into it about the owners and that. And I said, yo, it's like what day did I pray? And what exactly did I say in my prayer that this even came through? Because whatever I said, I need to start praying a lot more still. What you saying though?
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, G, I'm gonna call you out because you told me this is the first time you smiled this season, brother. What's this?
No, I mean, like, but that we was talking about. I think we was actually talking about Klopp when I was busting up at Saturn. You always catch me in these screen grabs.
About big up everyone in the building, guys. As we always say, your ticket to entry is a like, so please make sure you're smashing the like. It's a crazy one today because obviously we got a tactics board, but then we also, the floor's yours, guys. Like we promised you a calling show, didn't get to do one on the Sunday, but guess what? We bring it to you on the Monday instead. So call this your Monday Night Live. Scrap what Coppish are doing, scrap what anyone else are doing, and come and make sure your voices are heard, innit? I gotta say it, they're gonna get onto me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Big up everyone in the building. We got Jared, he's been here from early saying, look, like, subscribe. Let's get to 600. Yeah, we're 30 away from 600 now, people. 30 away. Let's get to that 600. 600, only 400 more left to that K, and we might get the K. We got RJ saying from FSG to DRF, Dubai Royal Family. What are we saying, guys? Hell no or hell yeah? Hell,
you know the
yeah.
answer.
And you know what? And just for that, a nice little video. This is a compilation. This is a nice routine me, G and Romz put together just for this momentous day. So I'm going to play it for you guys, man.
Obviously, that's me in the back. Obviously, Jared at the front, Romz on the other side. You get me?
Right, why am I at the front?
Huh?
Why am I at the front?
Because
I'm the guy on the right. You're at the front, bro.
No,
you said this is the first day you smiled. This ain't the first day I smiled.
Because the guy in the back was kind of dark skinned in that, so I just thought like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay, I hear you. But big up, we got JB in the building, a new subscriber as well. So big up JB. Hope you're doing well. We got Angel in the building saying, just watching our future UCL victims, Real Madrid drawing 2-2. Good vibes. Is that what we're hearing? Is that what we're saying? We got Jay in the building saying, yo, Jerry and G, big things might be coming up for LFC. Is that what we're saying? JB then saying, look, tactics board. What about the sale board? Listen, there might have to be a sale board for today.
Real talk.
A man sing in the building saying, look, I beg Top Reds, don't ruin the takeover. I heard Spirit of Shankly trying to stop the... Hey.
You know what's crazy? Aman? Today, I was reading, I see like a tweet come out from, it was like I think either from the Echo or someone else, but they were basically retweeting something from the Spirit of Shankly. And I think it was something to do with them having talks with the owners and stuff like that in regards to the sale of obviously Liverpool and that. Hey, don't come in here and start ruining things, you know. Don't get me mad.
It's crazy. Big up Sean Doc. Sean Doc saying, is this a celebration dance when the owners sell up? It's a celebration dance. It is. Look, I'm here to talk about FSG. Look, we're going to talk about FSG. We are. But before we get into all of that, you know what? I've spoken about it. Everyone's seen my little clickbait viral moment. Got splashed all over my head. I anointed myself. I am firmly in the hands of the Arabs. I'm talking about that Arab money. G, how are you feeling about this whole takeover stuff before we kind of get into the tactics?
Bro, listen, it's like I said in my tweet, where like this is for all those. Obviously, this is if it happens. I don't want to get too carried away and it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, bro, like I'm extremely happy. Like this is finally, this is what we wanted. No, this is what, well, me specifically, and this is what I wanted, man. I wanted the board to decide to sell up. I didn't think it would come now, so I was sitting there a bit shocked like everyone else. But the fact that they're looking, we got to remember Liverpool, how they do their kind of businesses. We never find these things out like at the beginning stages. So you can I'm not saying it's true, but you can probably guess that either they've received the bid that they've probably already considered and they're looking to finalize and things like that, get the paperwork and all that kind of crap done, or they're definitely talking to some serious parties. Who they are, I don't know. But for us moving forward, and for all those people out there who are against it and they're against certain type of owners, you know, for me, I'm sitting there thinking, you can't be, Liverpool fans can't be hypocritical. You can't turn around, and Jerry analogy that you used earlier on in your show, that was the best analogy I think I've heard for a long time, because it was so true that I just couldn't stop laughing, because it was like, if you know, in regards to, you know, we all talk about murder and stuff like that, but these times, if it was your brother, your mum, your sister, any family member, if they murdered someone, the first thing you're going to be trying to do is start a petition. You're going to be the first one to start a petition to try and free them from prison. So we can't turn around and be hypocritical and say, oh, but Man City's owners and Newcastle owners or PSG owners, we can't, like, who cares? We, like, it is, and this is probably one of the only times I'll probably say it, if you can't beat them, you join them. You join them. And, you know, we're in that position now. Like, we've been second best for a long time, probably for about 40 years, that Liverpool have probably been about, you know, the kind of second best. And we've always tried to take the moral high ground. You know, we do business like this. And because we do business like this, it's the right way. Where has the right way gotten us, man? I'm tired of playing the Mr. Nice Guy now. I want to be in with the big boys. I want to be, you know, I'm not talking about, yeah, let's go and sign Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, even though I would love that. But, you know, realistically, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about being able to invest in the club when we need investing, being able to, you know, sit at the table with the big dogs and just know that we're in a position now where we're not trying to use our history to bring players here, like your Mbappe's, Chouamani's. We can't use history. Players do not care about Liverpool's history, I promise you. They're more likely to join a Real Madrid or a Manchester City over Liverpool, because those are clubs who are winning consistently. I'm not saying that when we get new owners that all of a sudden we're going to win the Premier League. I actually don't think that would even realistically happen, so to speak, because there's so many other clubs who are investing as well. But I do think it at least does what I've always wanted the ownership to do, which is put us in the best possible position. After that, I can live with that. And I'm sure Jerry probably is the same. I don't want to speak for you, but it's just being put in that same position to at least say, we've done everything we possibly can to win, and we just weren't good enough. That's fine. We go again. Do you know what I mean? Then we can actually start saying, you know, what Klopp loves to say, you know, we go again, mentality, not this crap of we're barely even touching the surface and we're telling people to book our tickets to Istanbul because we lost the final. Get the fuck out of it. I don't want to hear any of that kind of stuff, because we're not doing all we can. We know we can easily do more. Now, ownership, and I don't want to go on for too long, but the ownership, obviously on the commercial side, they've done brilliantly. But I'm not going to take that away from FSG, and I don't think anybody should. Commercially, from a business standpoint, they've done fantastically well. We're worth over £4 billion. Whoever thought that Liverpool would be worth that much? So I give them the credit for that. But on the football pitch side, they haven't done enough. And I think getting in new ownership, as long as that is their main goal, then I'm good with it. Obviously, I don't want owners who are going to come in and all they care about is making money and not spending. Of course not. You know, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Arab owners or an American consortium, whoever. I want someone who's going to come in and they recognize that Liverpool is still one of the biggest football clubs in terms of heritage in England, if not the biggest, or, you know, alongside Manchester United. So act like it, because we haven't been acting like it for the past 40 years. So guess what? Now it's time. I'm extremely happy. I can't wait.
I mean, that's what it is. Just to summarize for anyone that kind of doesn't know, we're going to get some of the tweets. So the first kind of tweet we got was from David Ornstein. This was at 12:45, so midday, stating exclusive: Liverpool have been put up for sale by Fenway Sports Group. Sale deck has been produced for interested parties. Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley assisting evaluation process. Unclear if the deal gets done, but it looks inviting and, of course, interesting. The interesting part about this was, hold on. Have I got rid of it? Here we go. Yeah, is just to summarize again, FSG rejected a $3 billion bid from the Middle East in 2021. It was said at the time that plenty of interested parties in the region were circling, waiting for Henry to pull the trigger. Very interesting to see how this plays out. It further goes on to say, look, Liverpool were purchased by FSG for 300 million. Their Forbes valuation now is, as G said, 3.5, if not over 4 billion. It's probably closer to 4 billion. There are both US and Middle Eastern-based consortiums actively considering a purchase. At this price, the weak pound means that those with dollars would pay 4 billion instead of 4.4 a few months ago. That's the key thing. That's the key thing. And it's funny how the world works because, as I was saying before, economic global situations, pandemics, wars, they all go and cause crazy things to happen in economics and markets, which is crazy. An interesting point, though, that's obviously been dropped. This is kind of closer to this time now, is that Spirit of Shankly have written to Liverpool for clarification over FSG's current position as owners. The influential supporters union say they expect to be part of any consultation process, and if new owners are on the agenda at Liverpool or Anfield anytime in the future. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Bun that, man. Bun that. Yeah. I'm not trying to hear Bob or like Keith or anyone from up Liverpool on the board. Do you know what I mean?
Keith, you know what?
Do you know what I mean? Kind of trying to speak on my behalf. Do you know what I mean? Whether I want the owners. I've already said, hashtag bring the oil. Bring it. Inject it. Anoint yourself with it.
Guys, I need you to start this. I need you guys to get this trended. I need you to get the bring me the oil trended. Real talk. I need that trended. I need it trending, man. I need it.
Listen, I'm going to bring me the oil inner. I'm going to bring me the oil inner. So right now, I've put it in the chat. Guys, make sure you're spamming that. As we always say, make sure you're smashing the like as well. It's your ticket to entry. It's a tactics board. But guess what, guys? It's also a chance for you guys to have your say because it's going to be a calling show. So after we get through the tactics, we've spoken a bit about, FSG. We're going to talk a bit about the Madrid tie now, get into the tactics, and then it's you guys' show. It's you guys' show to have your say, and I know you guys love it. We like bringing it to you as well, so please, please, please make sure you're staying in, tuning in, smashing the like, big up. That's what we're talking about. Bring me the oil. Bring me the oil. All right, moving on. Madrid. You've spoken earlier about your day. You wanted Madrid. Why did you want Madrid? Because I know why I wanted Madrid. It was it's from a masochist perspective. Like I wanted claret. I wanted us to bleed. I want us to feel the pain and be tortured. I don't think we're going to go far in the Champions League. So I want the earliest and quickest exit. And I feel it's fitting that it's Real Madrid. But in regards to you, how are you feeling about this tie? You think we've got a chance? Are we out?
Do we have a chance? Yeah, of course. Obviously, it's game of football, so anything can happen. I'm a bit like you. I think I'm not really trying to get all the way. I don't think we're winning the Champions League anyway, so I ain't really trying to get all the way to nothing again. I'd rather not. Not really any point in being in it if I'm just going to keep flipping losing in it in finals and stuff like that. We've got to remember Jurgen Klopp has been to 1, 2, 3, 4 European finals since he's been at Liverpool and has only won once. So again, we are not well versed in that. So, I'm not sitting here thinking, get to a final and we can win it because, that doesn't really seem likely. But I'm looking at the game and I'm saying, if you're going to face anybody, and for how Liverpool have been this season, I only mean this season, Liverpool did not want Benfica. Maybe even Porto maybe would have been calm. You didn't want Benfica. We would have lost. I would have been more confident of getting a loss against Benfica than I am Real Madrid. And the only reason why is because for some weird reason, this season, we seem to turn up against big teams. Only this season. All the small teams we seem to play, it's either a draw, a loss, and I think over 2 legs against a Benfica, at their ground, it'll get uncomfortable for us. It'll get super uncomfortable. Like I don't feel that'll be a game that we'd even realistically win any of the ties, to be honest with you. I'm not saying that we will beat Madrid. It's just more the fact that I just prefer to face a bigger team because I know that they will turn up against a bigger team. But the reality is also, I'm also on the side of Jerry, which is, if we're going to get knocked out, can I just do it early? So no one will remember, in 2 months' time when we start hitting May and all of that, or March, April, and everyone's talking about, we got a couple games until the final again. Are we on for another, not even quadruple, but are we on for another double or another? No. Let's just kill that dream nice and early so we can just move on, finish this season. This season, I'm writing it off anyway. I think any trophy we win, it will be an absolute miracle. Because I don't think we're good enough to win any of the trophies that we're actually in. I think it's City's year, to be honest with you. I'd rather they just hurry up and win it, just so that we can just stop talking about it, and we can all move on. And then bring me them new owners, B. Especially now we got them new owners. Bring me them new owners. Like, let me see what they're saying in the summer and that when it comes time. Then I'll start getting on that bandwagon. But for now, I just want a Madrid. It's got nothing to do with revenge. I don't give a crap about the revenge. I'm not Mo Salah. I'm not going to open my mouth and start talking rubbish just to get embarrassed again like he did in another final, another defeat. Like, we don't need that, man. It's about facing big teams early, because Madrid are a team that when they get going in these tournaments, it is a wrap. You are not... We saw what happened last season. Chelsea game. Man City. Is it in Man City? Man City, I think they faded afterwards. Yeah. What happened? It was just, you just knew they were going to win the game. I don't know what voodoo they put on this tournament, but they've had it from long. Liverpool don't really have that. We have this kind of fake affiliation that, because we won it in 05, that for some weird reason we've got an affiliation with the trophy. Like, this ain't the 60s and 70s and 80s anymore, man. You know what I mean? That affiliation died a long time. For me, yeah, I think that's just what it is, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. You got a couple comments. You got like John, big up to John, saying that Spirit of Shankly are top Reds. Jay saying that Spirit of Shankly moving for Gazy. Marco, big up to yourself, saying these Shankly man don't even boo when we are in absolute trash. We don't have that Madrid Barca fan entitlement. Yeah, we do. Angel, it's crazy saying G's optimism is legendary. People are confused. People in the chat right now, yeah, and they're just like, what on earth has happened to G? Like, they're sitting around and thinking, would have been able to eat.
This, you know what it is? This is the G that you get when I'm happy with Liverpool. When I'm happy with Liverpool, yo, let's go. Yeah, I'm trying to say, well, all this crap that I've been seeing for the last, I don't know, year, or, since, Sean, I promise you, right now, today is I've not celebrated, and these guys, obviously, Jerry, Romz, they already know. We talk every day. I've not celebrated one goal this season. The crap that I've been seeing, I couldn't give two shits about how many goals we scored, what games that we've won. Maybe the City game, and that's only because Salah scored. Other than that, I didn't really care. I wasn't happy with anything that I've seen. But now that I'm seeing some level of optimism, there's just a light at the end of the tunnel. Finally, I hope I'm just going to stop seeing this crap from everyone inside the club. So let's go.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sui Jr. saying, look, Dubai DIC, Dubai Dicks, tried to buy us before FSG, and their front man supports Liverpool. Maybe that is the reason why we are going to Dubai during the World Cup. I don't know. Do they need the players in Dubai?
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah,
what has
that
Milner got to do with any of the negotiations, bruv? Sit at home, bruv. Just go back.
I hope the new owners say, yo, hear what I'm saying. Whoever the manager is, whether it's Klopp or someone else, listen, we've got a couple players that you just need to. Otherwise, we're not releasing no funds. I'll be like, yo, Klopp, not releasing.
Like, what you mean, basement settings? Just back and just
basement settings. No.
Under the AXA.
Jerry, basement settings is what we gave Ben Davis, and he was technically still a part of Liverpool team. I'm talking, let's go. I'll be like I said, I'll be like Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'll pack your bags, I'll get them in the car for you, and we can go. I'm good with that.
It's crazy. Ravi saying, Jerry and G, our boy Milner will lock up Benzema in Madrid.
Oh, we got a new player. Okay, which moon is this? Okay, I like it. See, I'm seeing it already,
Luna
Jerry.
from the academy. Luna from the academy.
Moon from the academy. Okay. Say no more.
We got KVJ. Big up to yourself, saying, "Look, I see the Saudi light at the end of the tunnel." Listen,
I see it. Bring it.
The green light. You know the green light. It's the green, just the desert and just a green light. You know what I mean? Salvation. I am Jono saying, look, if we get a right centre mid in January, I assume we've got a chance against them.
No, we don't.
We don't.
Right centre mid is not going to change that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. We can't do that. We've got Assad in the building now as well. The biggest closet Liverpool fan I've ever witnessed in my life, saying Liverpool fans grilled City and Chelsea for having old state owners, and now y'all are gagging for it. Hypocrisy at its finest. Big up, even though I'm crying inside.
Which Liverpool fans?
Yeah, I was going to say, because first of all, I've always said that's not an excuse. I don't care. I've said I wanted the owners. So shame on you. I know you're shook. If we get them Saudi, man, I said peak. But I hear you. Sean saying, have you seen my TikTok and Instagram? Yes, I have. Very, very insightful. Guys, make sure to smash the like and check out Sean Doc. Very, very informative Liverpool fan. I'm telling you guys now. So please make sure you're checking that out.
Got some funny videos as well. Don't think I don't see them, Sean. Don't think I don't see them.
And look, True Don, this is the amazing thing. Assad, it's the beauty of human nature. We're all hypocrites. You can grill your brother. You can beat up your brother. If I beat up your brother, it's a problem. Do you get it? You get it?
Exactly.
There we go. We proceed. But guess what? Aaron, this is a great segue. And I had to use it. So big up to yourself. That second half against Spurs was a horror movie. And look, speaking of the Spurs game, let's get into it. Man. We managed to win 2-0.
2-1.
2-1, sorry. 2-1. Harry Kane, we managed to win 2-1. We started well. I mean, Spurs weren't great, but we did decent. As Aaron said, the second half wasn't great. And you know what? Without further ado, we're going to go and just get the stats up for you guys to show you we're not chatting shit. Now, guys, on the left, we've got Spurs. On the right, it's Liverpool. And the game was closer than we think. They had more shots than us. We had more shots on target, only by 1. They had 4 big chances. 4 big chances to our 2. Our 2 actually were the goals. I mean, in the attacking third, they had 110 passes to our 83. Epitomizes what we've done all season. We keep the ball. Our centre-backs, Verge, Konate, Fabinho, they have all the touches in the world. Don't create anything. They don't create anything. There's no forward passes. Take-ons. More take-ons by Spurs. This is an interesting point. 33 crosses. 33 to Liverpool's 12. Listen, we've looked at the stats so many times, and Liverpool have been the team that are spamming crosses in. We're not even getting the crosses in. We're not even getting crosses in. You look at the stat line. I mean, there's no point to talk about the tackles and interceptions, but it's a closer game than we think. And if I showed you those stats, some might be inclined to say, look, Spurs won the game without knowing the final scoreline.
100%, bro. Like, I'm looking, all of them really are kind of bar completed passes and tackles. You know, everything else we were kind of realistically kind of shitting, to be honest with you, which is, as they say, as you guys are saying in the comments, like it was a game, you know, 2 halves. I managed to watch the game back because I missed some of it yesterday. And when I'm watching the game, it really was a game of 2 halves. It was really Liverpool first half, Tottenham in the second half. You know, I see a few people are saying, you know, in regards to, you know, we just, like Jay, you just said it there, you know, we sat back. I don't even think it was a case of that we actually sat back. I actually think that we tried to still continue playing. But again, as soon as a team ups the energy level, and it's not even their play, forget their play was dead boring. It was upping the energy level. As soon as they did that, Liverpool just can't hack it at all, which begs the question as to why, you know, Spurs didn't just do that from the off, because if they had, they would have won this game. And I feel they would have won kind of easily, actually, to be honest with you. Everyone said, oh, you know, Spurs are missing all these players. We should walk all over them. We're not walking all over anybody. I promise you that. If it ain't Bournemouth or Rangers, we ain't walking over anyone. So you know, these kind of stats here, they don't really surprise me, to be honest with you. 4 big chances to our 2, and we only scored 2 goals. That kind of tells like its own story. I mean, it's hard. We won the game, which is always a good thing. But in terms of the performance, yet again, it was another performance that you literally just have to say that was poor, man. But we'll get into like obviously the goals and stuff in a set, man. But
yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because you look at that game, and when you're in the game, you're thinking, yeah, Liverpool are playing well, because you're not actually looking at how well Spurs are playing. And Spurs gave us a lot of the ball. Gave us a lot of the ball. I saw Bentancur literally see Verge with the ball and turn his back to Verge and jog back into midfield without even pressing. And he's right next to him, which really suggested the kind of the manner that first half obviously played out. And look, if we move on to like the first goal, yeah, so as you guys can see, that's the build-up. So it was obviously Alisson to Verge to Konate. We played out obviously from the back down the right-hand side. Ended up actually creating the chance down the left. Great little touch from Nunes from a pass from Robbo and then into Salah. As you guys can see, we're seeing Salah now more central. We spoke earlier in the season, the heat map, he was so wide. Do you know what I mean? Playing like a auxiliary, old school, old-fashioned winger, which isn't his game. Look, he hasn't got the minerals to do that. He's not got the best dribbling in terms of in tight spaces, in terms of beating a man from out wide and then being able to create a la Vinicius or a Neymar, that type of player. But obviously up front, he's lethal, amazing finishing. Him playing central is actually proving crucial to us right now, because we look at the second goal, and albeit there was a dire mistake, but again, the goal's coming from central areas. He's not taking shots from outside the box. He's inside the box, and a lot of the times he was really, really close to Suarez. I don't know what you think about it, but I think we're starting to see the best Salah because of his positioning on the pitch, more than anything.
No, bro, I told you know me, man. I'm a Salah fan. You know what I mean? That's my guy. You know, I would get onto him, but I kind of gave him the blight, because when you've been that good when you've been one of Liverpool's most important players for the last 5 seasons, Liverpool's best attacker since Jurgen Klopp joined the football club, like it's hard to kind of, you know, go against that. And as you said, he is the best, you know, the best finisher that we do have. For me, he's the best finisher that we have here at the club. He's the most lethal. He's the only reliant attacker I think we do have at this football club. In regards to, you need a goal and you look around your attack, Salah is the only one that I'm looking at and saying, yeah, he'll get me a goal. The rest, they could get you a goal. Not to say they can't, obviously, because they've all proven that they can, but no one to the consistency levels of Salah. And he hasn't really got that pace. And I know he burned, well, not even burned, but he beat, you know, Cancelo a few weeks ago. And obviously he latched on to the misplaced pass from Eric Dyer. But he hasn't got that electric pace that he used to have in his first season, second season. That's gone. So he's one of those players who, not like Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's bloody 37, 38, but when their pace goes, they just almost turn into just a normal quick player. Whereas before they were like lightning fast, like Aubameyang. Aubameyang's still quick, still beat a lot of players, but he hasn't got that electric pace.
Yeah, like Haaland, like what we're seeing from Haaland now, or Nunes. Nunes taps it, and you're like, rah, this guy's off. We saw it with Mane, the decline as well. So,
perfect. Yeah, Mane is another one who had mad electric pace, and you just think, rah, like I'm not really seeing that. You can't. Before you could just kick it and run. Now you definitely cannot do that. You need yards of space, and you'll beat a player, but you do need those yards in front of you to be able to get in front. And as we saw, man, like mistake or not from Eric Dyer, you got to be there you got to buy a lottery ticket in order to at least have a chance at winning. And that's exactly what Mo Salah did. And there was I knew he was scoring. As soon as I saw it, I said, yeah, this is going in 100%. You just knew.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Hey, apologize. I apologize, bro. I need you to apologize to Salah and that. I heard you talking smack. Let me
hold on. You didn't hear me talking smack. You knew I was talking smack because I said I'm not Salah's biggest fan. I'm not. But he can get you a goal. Do I want more from him? Yes. Do I want more from him? Yes.
What more do you want? What, like, tell us, Jerry.
I told you last time, I wanted him to go and open up his body and finish in the last game. Against
I'm not even getting into that finish. We're not even
Leeds. Was it against Leeds?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking. We're not even getting into that finish, bro.
It's
We're not
Napoli.
there.
Yeah, exactly. We're not getting to that finish, but no. I mean, look, he
No, I'm
dispatched his
joking.
goals quite well. We had 2 shots. Yeah, like look, it was a good performance from Salah. He showed he's clinical. I think people are raving about like the finish is a bit too much. Like, you know, he didn't do anything too like the finish wasn't like outstanding. It was just he
No, it was
slotted it
just,
in.
it was,
But people are gassing it. People are making it seem like he's done a Berbatov touch, a McGeady spin, and then slapped it into the side netting. I mean, it weren't like that, man. It weren't like that. Like he latched onto a loose ball, ball's bobbling, flicked it over him. That was a decent finish. I like that side netting. The other one was just he got the ball, a touch and a finish, innit? Like I expect someone on 400 bags to be doing that. You see the same energy we give to Nunes and talk about his price tag. Sorry, Salah's on that. Salah gets that price tag. What? Do you know what I mean? Quick, easy.
yeah, of course.
Easy. Do you know what I mean? So I need more from him. But look, if he's performing at that level, yeah, I'm happy. I've got no qualms. And for now, the lighthouse ain't beaming on him at the moment, innit? He's able to move around because he's getting the goals. But once it doesn't, I'm gonna start highlighting what's going wrong with him. But G, you wanted to obviously talk about my star boy, your favorite player at the moment.
And this even pains me to talk about it, to be fair, but go on.
The man that assisted your boy, Darwin Núñez. Chat to me, man. Chat to me. How was his performance?
It was decent. It was very, very decent. In that first half, anyway. Second half, just like everyone else, he played shit. But in that first half, in fact, no, I lied. In the second half, he didn't play shit. He just tailored off a bit. Whether that was just because the team in general tailored off, then fair enough. But what we're seeing, and it's something that me, Jerry, and Romz, we were speaking about this in terms of like Núñez and stuff like that. And I remember mentioning it to you lot. Núñez is not a striker, in my opinion. He can play there through that middle, just like every other bloody forward player that we seem to sign. But for me, he's not a natural striker. I don't trust him down the middle. I don't look at him down the middle and say, he's going to get me a goal. When you put him on the left, though, that's a whole different ballgame. Because down that left-hand side, as you said earlier on, he's got the pace to fucking burn. I didn't know he was even that quick, but he just seems to have a mad level of pace. And for what he can do down that side, he needs to be feeding someone like a Salah in the middle. Give it to the finishers. Don't give it to Núñez, because I don't trust him to score like that. Give it to the finishers. I'm not saying Núñez can't score, and before anyone says it, like I'm not saying he can't score and stuff like that. Of course he can. He's proven that he can obviously score. I think he's got 7 goals this season, so obviously he can score goals. But his best play for us has come down, as we can see on the heat map, down that left-hand side. And it does beg that question, Diaz or Núñez? And to be honest with you, if I had to pick between the two, on form, I would probably go with Núñez down that left-hand side for what he can offer you down that side. Now, both players are quick, Núñez and Diaz, of course. Diaz is obviously a lot nicer aesthetically, obviously. But Diaz isn't a finisher. Núñez can finish. He is more. He has got the more of an instinct to actually, get in the box and actually finish. Diaz hasn't really got that instinct. He's more of a outside the box type of player, which is a fantastic weapon to have off the bench. But when I'm watching Núñez play, every good game I've seen from Núñez has been down that left-hand side. It hasn't been through the middle. Through the middle, he looks awkward. He looks bored because he's not really in the game. And he's someone who likes to drift out to that left-hand side. Hence the reason why I've said Núñez and Diaz, they cannot work together. I don't want to see that front three of Diaz, Núñez, and Salah, because you isolate Salah and you isolate Núñez, the two, more or less best attackers that we've got. Why would you do that just to incorporate Diaz, who, in my opinion, isn't even all that anyway? This ain't like you're incorporating Mbappe or Neymar. You know what I mean? You're incorporating Diaz, who I still think is a decent player, but he's someone I'd rather bring off the bench. Tired legs. Do you really want to be facing Diaz when you're been running for 60 minutes against Núñez? That is long. I don't want to do that. That's the type of player I'd bring on, or vice versa. In a different type of game, I would bring on a Núñez and then keep Diaz on the pitch.
But doesn't that pose now another problem? Because we've wanted a striker. Klopp wanted a striker, and he signed someone to be that striker. We've paid 80 million for another winger, which we had in Diaz. We've also got Jota, who plays off that left. still haven't addressed the right wing position.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to tell us? That it's just Bobby and Jota that can play down the middle, and that's it?
But bro, I've said this though. Like I said, this is why I didn't want Nunes, because they were obviously, from what I kept hearing from everybody, yeah, this is the striker. He's coming in. He's gonna bag us. No, Nunes is not that guy. He is not that guy. He's like he is gonna be like a Mane type of thing where they'll get goals from the wing. But we need an out and out striker, someone who only knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. John, I see you. You're saying Jota. Jota can be a striker. When Bobby goes, Jota can be second fiddle. That's cool. We can do that role. I've got no problems with that. But you need to go out there and get yourself. Of course, I'm not saying him specifically, even though this is who I wanted. But you go out and get a Haaland. You go out and get a Lautaro Martinez. You go out and even though he's 34, 35, you go out and get yourself a Lewandowski, even if it's for 2 seasons, until you then regroup and then you can go again and get someone else. But you go and get an actual striker, because at least then it puts you in a position where Nunes, you get the best of him. Salah, you can still get the best of him because he'll still come inside. Or you play the 2, a striker plus, plus Salah. And Nunes can still play in off that left. We kind of played a 4-3-1-2 with Nunes on that left-hand striker / side and Salah on that right-hand kind of side. You can still do that, but you need to get a striker, man. You can't have these guys here.
But this now poses a problem, though.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So where does Diaz play?
No. But Jerry, this is it, though. This is the point that I've been stressing to, not you, but to everyone in particular. This is what you want, though. I want this. I want there to be who do I play today? Nunes or Diaz or Jota? I don't know, because that's what Manchester City do. That's what they do. Sometimes they don't even know. Like I know for Pep is looking at that team sometimes and thinking, right, everyone played well the last game. Who do I start today? Mahrez scored a hat-trick the other game. I see him benched. Grealish scored the other game. I see him benched. I see Foden step in. I see Bernardo Silva step in. Like these are the type of problems that you want. I don't care about, obviously I'm not talking about have 5 left wingers and no right winger, but these are the issues as a big football club. This is exactly what a top football club should have. These are the issues, not struggling and now all the players are injured or some of the players are injured. Man are scrambling. Look at the bench. Look at the bench that we had, Jerry. If we had at least even just one more top quality player, that's another player on the bench who comes off. Or Nunes is on the bench. Or Salah's on the bench. Or Firmino's on the bench. But now we're literally like that bench was so ugly. Like I hated it. It looked horrible. Like how can a top team like Liverpool be coming with a bench like that? That's embarrassing. We should be embarrassed when we look at that bench. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
the players should be embarrassed sitting on that bench. They should know.
Oh,
I don't deserve to be on this bench.
I don't deserve that. You don't. None of you. I don't care who the hell came on that pitch on the thing. None of you deserve to realistically be sitting there on the bench. You guys should be fighting to even get in the squad. That's how it should be. We should be leaving some of these guys out of the team completely, where we don't even need them anymore. But we can't, because we're in a situation where as soon as 2 strikers got or 2 attackers got injured, we are dead on our feet. That shouldn't be the case. I should still look on that bench and say, nah, we're good, man. Like, don't worry, man. We got Nunes on the pitch, Salah on the pitch, Bobby's on the pitch. But guess what? We still got my man on the bench, whoever that my man might actually be. And before anyone even asked, but there's bare strikers. Like I just named the top of the top, obviously. But there's other strikers out there who can do just as good as another, say, Haaland or whatever. But it's about going out there and actually just going to do the biz. And that is what we have failed at ever since Klopp took over this football club, is that he or the ownership or the board, whoever, hasn't been able to actually add good depth. There's having depth in Origi and a Minamino. But you know what I mean? Like there's a difference between Minamino and Origi, and having, like, you need to have quality all over. Yes, you're going to upset a few people. You're definitely going to upset people, but who cares? Like, who cares who you upset? Everyone should be fighting. Just before I quickly go, before we go on, Teddy Sheringham, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Dwight York, Andy Cole, 4 good strikers that Fergie had. 4 good strikers that he had. He could have played any one of them. Obviously, York and Cole are the top boys. They know that. And Solskjaer and Sheringham know that. But Sheringham will tell you, I deserve to play. Sheringham will tell you. He said it enough times that he wasn't too happy with his role at Manchester United, but he's a part of a team, so they're winning and etc. etc. Solskjaer will probably tell you, I was kind of happy, obviously being part of a team, but I kind of wish I probably played a little bit more. They'll tell you that, but they were still good strikers. That's the kind of quality I'm talking about. So yeah, man.
The problem is you've got to move on players like that, and you've got to rotate it because the one season we actually had some sort of depth. We went on for this quad, right? Didn't manage to do it, but then the season after we got rid of all our depth, and now it's looking like for Derby, Frauendorf and them man are going to have to get a run out. Like, you know what I mean?
What about you with Frauendorf? You don't got
I hate him, bro. I think he's dead, bro. I think he's garbage. I hate him. I'm sorry, man. I know he's a young player, but bruv, he's never making a Liverpool. I hate him. God. The fact that he put on the Liverpool top and he's actually played games, I hate that about him. I hate it. I hate it. Because, come on, we should have done better. Yeah, John Paquet's saying Forlan too. It's true. And then look, yeah, exactly. And look, just to echo what you're saying, then it's actually mad because I was quite against it. I was saying he can't play on the left, this, that. But he has had played there, and you can see, look, the most passes he's had was Robertson to Nunes, Nunes to Thiago, Nunes to Salah, Salah coming central. But those are the 3 top passes he's made to players. It's very reminiscent of a Mane. Mane would do the same players. We had Gini instead of Thiago. It would have been Mane to Robertson, Mane to Gini, and Mane to Salah. And you're looking at it, and look, it's looking like that. And the positions and how close they were on the pitch, it did remind you, if that was Mane, it would have been Mane and Salah. Mane passing the ball to Salah and Salah finishing. So it is mad, but it's just is Nunes the Mane replacement then? Is that what we're saying?
Honestly, Jerry, I don't really know.
What's the plan, bruv? What's the plan?
I think it's almost like we just stumbled across it over time. Obviously, when Diaz came in, he was supposed to be that kind of Mane replacement and, you know, provide that. But we've seen it, guys. You guys in the comments, you guys have seen how how Diaz and Robertson play together. It just doesn't even work. Like, Robbo doesn't have a clue what the hell. And the only difference I would say is defensively. Diaz would be a better option than a Nunes, because Nunes isn't as defensive as obviously a Diaz, because he, will get back. He's a warrior and this, that, and the third. But I'm looking at obviously in the attacking sense, and for me, Nunes would have to go left wing for me, and I'd go out, sign a top quality striker, and I do mean top quality, and still have Salah there. Again, let's have the options, guys. Let's not think too small. I think we, like some fans, they think too small when it comes to some of these some of our players, and think, oh no, we can't have someone who can replace Salah. Oh no, we can't have someone who replaces Diaz. Oh no, we can't do that, because then players apparently will get upset. Players are going to start moaning. Who cares? Who cares if the players start moaning? Get better. That's what you need to do. Be better and you'll play. Simple as. If you're not better, get out. I want to see competition in every single position.
Yeah, to be fair, we can't complain about competition. As long as they're performing in 100%. Their position, then we can't really complain. And look, if Nunes performs at that every game, he's going to easily turn into a fan favorite, because that was a very good performance. I know you're saying decent, but even in that second half, and yeah, we were poor, and we're going to get into obviously the goal that Spurs scored, which is actually weird what side it's actually come from. Nunes he was still a threat. Him and Salah were still threats, and I think you could see it from the fact that he didn't come off. He didn't come off until, I'm pretty sure he didn't come off. He didn't come off, did he?
No, 87.
Oh, I mean, yeah. So he didn't come off for the game. Yeah, you can see because they still wanted to exploit that space. They knew if the space is there, Nunes and Salah especially are going to be able to exploit it. So it's crazy. Looking at obviously this is the goal build up for Kane's goal. So it's the goal after Kulusevski came in. Second half, have we spoken about? Spurs were dominant. What's really interesting though is that I'm pretty sure our last 2 goals we've conceded have come down the, actually barring the Leeds goal, which came down the right side, left side, our right side. The goals actually come down the left side in this game. Is that maybe the area, as you said, Nunes being on the pitch doesn't offer that defensive solidity? Thiago, people call him our best defender. He's still not naturally a defender. He's not going to cover them spaces as well as a Genie. He's not as well versed in that role. Verge, out of form.
That left side now was looking vulnerable, and ultimately we're still conceding goals. I don't know what to say anymore because we throw it at Trent, and rightfully Trent had a shit game, like 6 out of 10, couple long passes, but that's about it. Needs to still do better, in my opinion. But ultimately, they didn't concede down that side. You know, like, so if that was his game the whole season, like if he played that game the whole season and we didn't concede down that side, essentially he's done his job really well, regardless whether you think something's going to happen or not. We're looking at our left side now, and Rob had a good game, but Kulusevski came on and terrorized that back line, and that Kane goal was ridiculous. It was a worldie.
I think what we're seeing now is what I've started to notice ever since Robbo came back into the team. What it seems like is Klopp has changed it now to compensate for Trent and his poor defensive positions and awareness and stuff like that. We've now switched it now. The focus isn't on that side anymore because of Nunes, because of Robbo. So before it was on Trent and Salah. Now he switched the focus to Robbo and Nunes. To me, that's just all he's done. So on most, I don't know, again, I don't know the stats or the numbers. It probably still is the same, where most of our attacks might come down the right. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised to know that most of our attacks are now coming down that left, because from what I'm watching on the pitch, he's shift that focus now. Robbo, we've seen it now. We saw him in the Ajax game. We saw how advanced he was in the positions that he was taking up. Guess who else was also there on that side? Darwin Núñez. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And by the way, this is all since Luis Diaz has been injured. Since Diaz has been injured, going forward, we've looked quite strong on that left-hand side.
Yeah.
When Diaz was there, the focus was always on that right-hand side with Salah and Trent, two players who, if they're not on song, they look really shit. Like really, really shit. Like it just looks awful when they're both not on song. They get embarrassed. Salah's out of the game. Trent gets caught out. All of that.
Elliot's just doing
thank you, Elliot. Another one down that side. But all of a sudden now we're seeing it on the left-hand side. And to be honest, you would think to yourself, right, like surely the left-hand side should be able to cope with that when you got Van Dijk, you got Robertson, Nunes, maybe Thiago in there as well. Surely they'll be able to. But now, because of the focus on that left-hand side to get forward, I just think we're getting caught out a little bit. What we're also seeing, Thiago, very meaty performance. Again, another meaty performance. I'm seeing it quite often now where Thiago's playing more, which is what all Liverpool fans wanted. They wanted, we need Thiago as our best midfielder, and I'm not saying he isn't. But now he's playing more. I'm now starting to see a lot more meaty performances now. Before I
told people, just have a look. Ignore the shimmies. Ignore all of that. Ignore the hand going up, like when Elliot does it. Look at the content. Look at what they bring to the game. It's not enough for me with Thiago. It's not. And people spoke about it being a dip, and potentially maybe it is so.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is.
But for me, like it's got to be better. He's got to do better. I mean, he's not controlling games as well as I thought he would. Modric, I've seen going, and I understand, look, there's a different team around him, but Modric controls a game much better than Thiago. I'm sorry to say, there was that one season where Thiago had a good season, but he's not doing it to the level of a Modric, and I thought that's the type of player we're getting. Right now, we've got someone that people are telling he's our best defensive player in the team, who's slide tackling, and people are praising him for that. Rightfully so. Is that what we bought Thiago for? Like, are you proud looking at Thiago saying that's what he's doing? It's like us getting a what's it called, a pit bull, and taking it to like not even a pit bull. It's like getting a poodle, right? A poodle, one that's like pedigree certified, proper top pedigree dog, and taking it down the kennel for some dog fight or some staffs, telling it to do the same thing, and saying, yeah, the poodle, yeah, it's winning some fights, but looking, the fur's all battered and stuff. Like, I don't want to see that from Thiago. Like, unfortunately, I don't. I want to see more control of games. I want to see him dictate the tempo of games. I always go back to that first game, and yeah, Chelsea were 10 men down, but his first game for Liverpool, he came in at half-time and broke the record for the amount of passes. Everything was going through him. Right now, everything's not going through him. It's not.
Angel, I pick up yourself, by the way, for the comment. That isn't it. It's tricky. For me, that's not a good enough excuse. Why does he need legs around him? Use your own legs. You have 2 of them. He can use them.
He spoke about his legs. Klopp taught him how to run.
Yeah, and this is it. So it's like, as Jerry was saying, and I said this before as well, as much as I was happy with a player like Thiago because it showed that, we actually, for the first time, I actually think we bought a world-class, like, talent anyway, kind of thing. I never, ever thought this guy suited this team. And by the way, I'm not saying this as a reaction. I'm not, oh my goodness, no. I remember everything he's done, so to speak. But, I mean, the FA Cup and League Cup that he's won since he's been here. But, like, when it comes to Thiago, he does not suit Liverpool's style of play. And how you even know that as well, he won't get picked for Spain. Or and if he does, he ain't starting. They won't use him over there. Because the Thiago now is not the Thiago of Bayern and Barca because of their style of play, which obviously suits the style of play for Spain. Forget Spain anyway. When he plays for Liverpool, as Jerry said, that first game for Chelsea, we utilized Thiago exactly how you should utilize him. I don't want him making... What do we see in that first season, Jerry? How many yellow cards was this guy picking up?
Pure, man. It was like every game. Like, almost got, like, yeah, man. It was ridiculous.
Why? Because that wasn't his game. All of a sudden, he's kind of stopped getting as many yellow cards. He still picks them up every now and again, to be fair, but he doesn't get as many as he used to get. But the reality is, you're using the player wrong. And this is what I say with Klopp. Square pegs, round holes. Even with Nunes, you bought the guy to be a striker, but his best play seems to be down that left-hand side because of the way that you play football. Like, it doesn't even make Curtis Jones, you've turned him from a left winger into a centre mid. Javier, you turn him from a right winger into a central midfielder. Like, it doesn't make sense, some of the things that happen here at the club. This is why I always say we have the tools to be able to do better. Hence why I get onto Klopp so much. Because for me, another manager will be able to utilize these tools a lot better than how the current manager is obviously using them, kind of thing. Like, he was able to win a Premier League and Champions League by using the players in their actual natural positions, bar maybe Gini Wijnaldum, who didn't even like it in the end. And we saw, little bits come out with him as it was. But everyone else was utilizing the exact positions they needed to. Ever since then, it's just been, yeah, I like this guy. Let me sign him. I like Fabio Carvalho. I'm not going to use him in a number 10 because we don't have a number 10. But I'm going to put you on the left of midfield. That makes total sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. You're almost just harming their development, if I'm being totally honest with you. And you're not going to see the best of these players. Curtis Jones, in my personal opinion, should be on the level of like a...
Xavi Simons at least. Xavi Simons at least.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I was gonna say like a little below a Foden in terms of
Madison, something like that.
Okay, and Madison, perfect. Yeah, that's a good level. And Madison, he should be on that kind of level now because he's been in his first team for time, man. Like, this guy didn't just appear yesterday, but his development is consistently going to be harmed because of the positions that he's having to play. Play him in his right position. Who knows, man? You might just see a better version of these players, and we're going to continue seeing it. I just personally think that we're not utilizing the players in their correct positions at this current moment. Even a Gallagher, he's not even there. Gallagher's not even all that. Do you know what I mean? So it tells you everything.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Just run through some of the comments as well before we get the callers on, guys. And I break down to you how the call's going to work, because I know a lot of you are going to be tuning in. Look, there's 30 people in the building. Please make sure we're smashing the like. We're on 23 likes at the moment. I know you guys can smash it because we hit about 70 likes on the stream in the afternoon, which is crazy. We had about like 200 people watching live over that. So please make sure you're smashing the like as well. I know there's a lot of shows going on at the moment, but to have 30 of you in the building does mean a lot. And I know you guys are going to tune in, watch it back as well. So appreciate it. We got, hold on. We got Angel saying here, we have no intensity and too many passengers on the pitch. Bobby was terrible. Fab not good. Thiago giving the ball away, and Trent's defending is getting worse. Positives: Salah, Nunes, and Konate. Yeah, I agree. Sean Doc saying, as long as the ball's in the net, it's all that matters. I think that's in response to me talking about Salah. Yeah, of course. I just need the ball in the net a bit more. And when it isn't, then I'm going to have to criticize, because what else do you got offer? Marco saying, nah, Jerry, it was a critical moment and executed it. No, it was. He executed it well. By the way, I was joking about his finish, by the way. Like, that's just a joke that I spoke about in the last game, which
I did mean, but in this game, no, the finishes were good. XFSG. Is this 6 times?
6 times? This is you, bro. Flip it out.
It might be. I've seen XFSG, so maybe. But 6 times saying FSG bye, bring man the oil. # bring me the oil. Saying Spurs can't beat Liverpool in all the reflexes, baby. No, they can't. JB saying, but I feel we let them come at us. Pause. And in the second half, but just didn't have the legs in midfield to counter. Yeah, that's an argument. That's what G's kind of alluding to. Jay saying second half we just sat back and held it like Mia Khalifa. Pause. Yeah, she held it too many times, bro. Someone came out on top, but you know what I mean? Like,
hey, yo. Hey, you lot are dangerous in these comments, man.
Yeah, man. Gary Richards, big up yourself, saying Nunes is the main 9 now. Jota can play off the left.
Nah, you're not gonna get the same effect as you do. Jota has to be a sub, or you play the odd game against Nottingham Forest or something like that. And then that's still a good thing though, because I would rather that than having to play the big boys all the time. We need these guys.
Yeah, exactly. I am Jono saying Carvalho only decent one, and Klopp doesn't bring him on. That's in regards to our bench. Even him, man. I'm starting to lose faith, bruv.
Yeah.
I am, bruv. I'm looking at him and I'm like, bruv, I don't want you to come on. What are you gonna offer?
Real talk. That's Romz. Anyway, Romz gonna have to chat to you about that one.
Yeah, 100%, man. JB saying Nunes' return for goals and to his minutes is decent. No, it is. Gary Richards saying Nunes, Jota, Firmino are the strikers now in that order. Okay.
Does that scare you? Does that order even make you think to yourself, yo, you're dangerous? Come on, Gary. I know you're not quivering in your boots. I know.
JB saying VVD just put everything on Ibu for that game. VVD just waiting on the World Cup. Yeah, speaking of that, man, I know the overlaps come out. I think it's evident, innit? He's just chilling until that World Cup. The way he tried to say other players, like, yeah, I get it. Like, some players, they're looking at, like, the next game and thinking, should I even play? Like, bruv, you know that's you, bro. You know that's you. You know you tried to do that. What's it called? Yeah, so what do you like? I'm asking for a friend. Or are you free?
Yeah. You know that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, man had no nuance. It was just pure, like, yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But maybe that kind of epitomizes why Virgil's playing the way he is. And if that's the case, there's some questions that need to be asked, man. I can't have my skipper doing that. I just can't. I'm still a bit old school. Sean Dock saying poodles can be vicious flex. Don't underestimate the poodles. Thiago needs poodle power. Maybe he does. Aaron saying Thiago does extra work. He don't have Cruz and Tchouaméni. He doesn't have Cruz and Tchouaméni, but he had Casemiro and Cruz, and they didn't have their legs either. They just sat back, and I still saw Modric dictate games. So we didn't rely on intensity like that. Co-op saying Wijnaldum getting overrated by a fan base. Man didn't assist in 3 years. If anything, he was underestimated. Genie was a GOAT. Listen, this is my favorite player. You can't come at me with this type of conversation. If you want to chop it up, come on the live. Look, the phone lines are going to be open soon. So, you know, that's where it might have to be. Sean Dock saying that's a great Van Dijk impression. VVD took no responsibility. Konate done well. No, he did. John saying Jones is nowhere near those you just mentioned. No, he's not. At the moment.
Yeah, of course. Totally agree.
Yeah. 2 seconds, guys.
I do think whilst Jerry's looking for that, I just think, yeah, it's just a bit of a tricky one when we're looking at the game, and you know, it's, as I said, it's a game of 2 halves, so it's like, what we even analyzing? Are we analyzing, like, you know what I mean? I'm almost thinking like we almost have to analyze the game in literally 2 segments, like the first half, and then analyze it again in that second half. Like, we can keep using the excuse of having no legs. Yeah, cool. So then I'm looking at the manager to say, you know what? Having watched Tottenham, like I expect him and Pep Yinders have done this season, like I have done this season, like Jerry has done this season, and like many others have done, Tottenham are a second half team. They even showed it in midweek that they are a second half team. So guess what? It's going to happen in that second half. They're going to come out in that second half. So either You literally told the guys, continue in that way, move forward in that kind of way, or you say to the guys, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to try and catch Tottenham a little bit off guard with the way that we play. We're going to move the ball quicker, because this passing between Van Dijk and the other centre-back, whether it's Konate, Gomez, whoever, and Thiago, I'm fucking tired of it, man. I'm so bored of seeing these three pass the fucking ball all the time between each other. And then we wait for Trent to potentially get the ball or Robbo to get the ball. And then we launch it forward and then try. No, move the ball quicker, because you saw what Tottenham did. And I promise you, they didn't even do it to a mad level. I was watching it back and I was thinking, this ain't even a madness. Like, this is just, you just upped it up like a little bit. And you just started popping it a little bit. Basuma, Bentancur, Harry Kane picked it up. Boom, all of a sudden now Liverpool's midfield is just nowhere to be seen. That shouldn't happen, bro. That shouldn't happen. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when we get the ball, what are we doing? Slow. Trent gets the ball to Elliott. Elliott can't turn because he hasn't opened up his body. So he's got to pass it back. And then he's got to pass it to the centre-back. The centre-back will pass it to the goalkeeper, who might then fling it to the left-back. Left-back comes back inside. Then we go forward. Bro, it's too telepathic, man. It's boring now.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's too slow as well. I think that's the problem. When you're doing that at the back, to open up gaps, you've got to move it fast. And we don't do that enough. You don't do that enough. And that's for a variety of reasons that we spoke about. So obviously, no pressure, no intensity on the ball, not being able to press as well, because you need that intensity on and off the ball. So yeah, that's the problem. Just run through some of the comments before we head down, and I let you guys know the dealio for today's game. We've got John saying, look, there'll be no Genie disrespect, and that's exactly it. Spirits saying assists barely mean anything. Don't disrespect Genie. That's what we're saying. Sean Doc saying, look, I'm waiting for the phone lines to open like Babe Station. Yeah, you know what? Let me get the phone, innit? Let me get the phone.
Text 555 to 2.
Hey, yo, we expensive though. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna cost you a penny, man.
We're talking $5.99 a minute, bro. Like, it's
bro.
Peak. Not only that,
you only want to be on it for a few minutes, like.
You know, like that. I got to tie up the top like this. You know, like tuck it in that belly top things. I'm in a funny mood today, man. I'm in a funny mood, but. Guys, yeah, so the phone lines are open. I've pinned it up in the chat. As we say, depending on how many callers we'll get on, look, it's a chance for you guys to have your say. So we're going to get everyone on. Right now, it's looking at there's only 2 people. So if it's 2 people, that's cool. We're going to let you guys just chop it up. We might even bring both of you on. So interesting. But it's going to be a good one. This is for you guys. Obviously, we promised it on the week, and I know a lot of you guys can't make it. But the replay value is there. We told you we'd bring it to you. We're going to get the first caller in. And it's none other than John Paqueta. What are you telling us, man? What are you telling us? He's looking like G, you know. The smile, bro.
Hey, man, I ain't been this happy in months, you know. Regarding Liverpool, I ain't been happy in this. I ain't been happy for a while. I couldn't believe it.
Insane.
Bro, this news just came out like a, you know RKOs that Randy Orton used to just give out of nowhere, like
out of nowhere.
100%. Yeah, no, I'm chuffed about this news, you know, and I think it just changes. It changes everything. It changes everything because I think like for me, it's like Liverpool, like even when it comes to managers, like say Klopp leaves, it's like. It's a job that a lot of managers will want. A lot of top managers will actually leave they'll leave where they are to come manage Liverpool. That's how highly of an acquisition Liverpool is. So you like even just to think of like owners, new owners, like they'll trust me when I tell you there will be proper billionaires or trillionaires that will want to invest in Liverpool. There's no doubt about it. And the good thing is, me personally, if you're asking my personal opinion, I genuinely think it will probably be a Middle Eastern. I'm not just saying that because I want it to happen, but I genuinely think it will be a Middle East consortium that will buy into Liverpool. 100%. 100%.
John's on this wave. You know what? It might as well be us three today.
I might have to start learning that
Yeah, you
dance.
got Joe vibing. So what? Are you hashtag bring me the oil then? Is that what?
Bring me the not oil, oil.
The palm oil. You know the big,
palm oil, yeah, 100%.
That big 5-liter jug, just orange, bro. Just the oil.
All of it. I want it all.
I want it all.
I've been wanting it all from 2006. That's how deep it is. You know what I mean? But
crazy,
yeah, no, it's good, man. It's good, and it's been good vibes now. It's a bit of good feel good vibe on the back of the win as well. So
yeah,
I'm happy about it, man.
It's weird, isn't it? Because we win the game against Southampton. If this takeover was to happen relatively quickly, as it did with Newcastle, when processes started wrapping up and they had that already by January.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, quite interesting, isn't it? Because any potential new owner would still want the guarantee of Champions League football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if that's the case, that takeover might actually happen before January. So between now and the end of Christmas over the World Cup, that might be when the deal gets done, because they were going to go and ensure that there's Champions League football. They got some revenue coming in, just as Newcastle wanted to do when they invested in order to not get relegated. They didn't get until the end of the season, which they could have. They wanted to make sure they were in there to make sure they could invest into the squad. And with the amount of money that Liverpool are valued at, the owners that are coming in, they're coming to splash the peas. Like, who else are you selling to after this point? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, after you got before Bill, who do you sell to that? You're at the top of the tree. Do you get it? Like,
they're coming here to stay. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, to stay. Like, there's no like going above and beyond. Like, no. And I'm not even trying to hear names like Sir Jim Radcliffe or any of these English brands to be even linked with Liverpool, because the thing is, like, they may have enough money to buy, but do they have enough to invest? I don't think so.
Exactly.
I do not think so. Because the thing is like, and this is where for me, the last thing I want, with all due respect, the last thing I want is for people like the Spirit of Shankly to get involved in who should be the chosen consortiums or owners, the next owners of Liverpool. I don't want them involved in any of that. For me, it's crazily enough, I feel that FSG, they are aware that they've taken us as far as they've come, hence why they're choosing to sell now. So I feel in my mind, they know, hands of heart, they know who to sell to. And the fact that the process is beginning now, it will not surprise me if this whole takeover is done before January. Like, it's taken, the process is beginning now. So there'll be a lot of, like I said, there'll be a lot of people queuing up to buy Liverpool, hands down. Like, this is not a process that will take and lag on for like 6 months. Or no, it will pick up. It will pick up. It all just comes down to FSG, and obviously the way they do their business, they're quite shrewd. So it's like they'll be picking out the bunch and be like, oh, okay, so and so is offering this, so and so is offering that. What are their intentions? So it'll be that kind of like thought process, in my opinion. So,
would you? Quick question before you head out: would you be opposed to FSG selling a big stake?
No, they gotta get the hell out. They gotta get the hell out.
All right, cool. Well, let me phrase it differently. Why would you be opposed with FSG to stay in, considering the models got us to where we are on and off the pitch, with them selling a stake and then allowing the stakeholders to be the ones that invest the actual capital or fund the capital to be able to go and purchase your Bellinghams, as an example? Why would you be opposed to that?
If there's any way that they're gonna stay under if it was me under my watch, it'll be because of the business, as in the business, the actual branding of Liverpool. Like, the fact that under their ownership we've managed to acquire the sponsorship of Nike, like stuff like that. If they're able to kind of sustain that side of things, then cool, in it. But for me personally, the exit's there in it. I want the oil, so their time is done. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why they should, like, sell a stake or a portion. Like, no, it's either you sell and leave. Like that's just the bottom line. And the thing is, their success is not, for me, the whole success for me, it has to go down to Klopp. Regardless of how my opinions of Klopp now, it all goes down to Klopp, because this man has had to work on shoestring budgets for 12 years. No other manager in world football is doing the job under FSG that Klopp has done. You cannot name me one. And that's where I'll give Klopp the utmost credit. So you can only imagine.
Potentially Wenger.
No.
I don't know, Wenger. He did it on a shoestring budget. He didn't exactly go out.
No, but that's a different era. We're talking about in an era where we're in the era of oil. We're in the era of billionaires. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, that was a different time that Wenger got away with. But I'm talking now. Like, Klopp has had to fight against a lot. Just think of the players that we missed out on. I can name you a starting 11 of the players that we missed out on. It's crazy.
Sanchez, Willian, to name a few. Yeah, you're right.
Come on. So yeah, man. It's only up. It's only up and upwards from here, to be honest with you. So
facts.
There we go. We're happy, man. All right, John. Love having you on, man. Love having. Listen, as I said, I need you to chat to Hove. I need to have this discussion with Hove.
Hey, you know what? I was very tempted on bringing in Hove in this chat, but you know what it is? I got too. I was getting today got me way excited. I didn't really have the concentration to do the Hove today.
That's cool. That's what I'm saying. We need Hove. Do you know what I mean? I get it. When you're in a room with Hove, you need that concentration in it. You can't be sitting in a room with him and he's just talking and you're not engaged. So we need to make sure we get you when you're engaged.
But hear this though, like Hove told me to tell you lot that obviously he's gonna give a statement soon in it, because obviously he's heard about the news, so he might want to put in his little 2 cents in.
Cool. We need to hear that. Yeah, we need to hear that. We need to hear that. Rock Nation, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Big up, man.
I love it.
Love my bro.
Yeah, man.
Big up. We're gonna have to obviously make sure we get Hove in. I can't wait to get Hove in, man. Hove's crazy.
I hope he brings Beyonce though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Imagine he did. The week comes up. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put some oil on it.
Bro, you know like that. Hey.
If you like it, then you should have put some oil on it. Like, let's get the next caller in. Look, massive fan of what he's doing. Proper informative. Haven't I've actually been on a live with him once, and loved him being on there. So we're gonna get him on. Let's give it up for Sean Doc.
What up, Sean?
Bless you, lads. Thank you for having me on.
No worries. How you doing? How you doing? Speak to us.
It's crazy. I was in work today and I got a load of messages on WhatsApp, and I looked at my WhatsApp and I was like, what in the Lord Jesus am I looking at? And I'm thinking that this must be like, I don't know, a joke or something. And then I felt a bit, I don't know, angry. I was a bit angry because, you know, I had for years talked about these owners. I had been for years skeptical about these owners. I had talked about, you know, their past dealings with other clubs and other sports franchises. I had talked about their, you know, the court documents about the sale of Liverpool Football Club, and the dog's abuse that me and other people got over that, including from James Pearce, who put out a tweet when Liverpool won a game. I can't remember what game it was, but he says, the net spend boys are quiet tonight. And this guy, I'm very angry with him because now he's a Johnny-come-lately, because now he's questioning the owners. When a couple of weeks ago he was saying everything was fine. What are you talking about? You know, you're all talking out your ass, whatever. And now he's come out and now he's questioning the owners. He's questioning their the money that they have put into the club. James, I did that 12 years ago, buddy. You're meant to be a sports journalist. I'm a nobody. I was a nobody on YouTube, Twitter. I did a podcast. I was a nobody. And I was telling you, and you were telling me to shut up, and you were being an arrogant you-know-what. Now what? A lot of Johnny-come-latelys, and there's still a lot of people talking crap. And the way I look at it is, guys, plain and simple. FSG had two choices. The pressure was on them, okay? After the failing to set up the Super League, after the failing of trying to trademark Liverpool, okay? There would have been pressure on them to sack Klopp, right or wrong. Now, if Klopp had been sacked, they knew that the fans would turn on the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we didn't, is that the Shondock? Yes, that is the Shondock. If FSG didn't invest in January or in the summer, they knew that the fans would have turned against them. So I reckon, John W. Henry, Tom Warner, Mike Gordon, they've all decided, look, this is the best that we can do. But you need to now start to question what the media are pushing on you, the media that are covering Liverpool Football Club, the amount of articles written by David Powell in the Liverpool Echo, or as I call them, the Fenway Echo, the same article regurgitated 9 times in as many days about FSG and their future plans for Liverpool Football Club. He must have some real egg on his face right now. And I'd say there's a lot of Liverpool journalists, YouTubers, podcasters trying to delete their history because of all the stuff they were saying about the owners. And at the end of the day, you've got to ask yourself, did Fenway come to pay? And I don't think they did. I think what they did was they fattened up the cow for the market. They're going to get the profit.
And you think that was the goal, the end goal the whole time? So from the purchase in 2010, was it? Do you think that was the goals, to fatten up the cow in order to go and sell in the future?
They saw a massive club on the cheap. They didn't see like a distress signal from Anfield, and John W. Henry decided to put on a cape and fly off to Anfield to save Liverpool. I was talking to someone there today, and he says, what kind of owners are you looking for? And I was like, well, someone that has the same sort of passion as the fans. And he says, well, there's no such thing. But I says, well, hold on a second. You're the same person that said to me that these owners saved Liverpool as if they did it for the love of the club. So you can't have your cake and eat it. It's either one thing or another. These people will say, well done, we got 3 points, that's down to FSG. If we lose or if we draw, that's down to Klopp and the players. If we win a trophy, that's down to FSG. If we lose, it's down to Klopp and the players. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. Would you not say, though, that, and this is obviously me playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, sure.
Could you not argue that in FSG seeing an opportunity there, they've also gone and benefited Liverpool? Because I know there's a lot of talk saying that, it's all on Klopp. Klopp's the reason for Liverpool's success. But essentially, Klopp's worked within the model that FSG have produced. Now, of course, you needed the right individual to do that. But that's like saying, I don't know, Salah isn't Salah because Klopp's only there because of Salah, or the success is only there because of Salah, because Salah's performing the way he is. If Salah wasn't performing like that, then Klopp wouldn't be where he is. Is there not an argument to suggest that, look, FSG, for all their faults, they have actually benefited Liverpool, and we've both benefited from this kind of union of LFC fans and the club and FSG?
I think that's a bit of an understatement that FSG benefited from Klopp. I think that's the long and short of it. I think there would be, as G said, there was no manager that would be able to work under that model. If anyone wants to, see my opinion on this, 6, 7, 8 years, 9 years ago, I'm sure it's out there. But if you look at the film Moneyball, if you look at the Moneyball policies, which FSG have tried to implement in pretty much every sport franchise they've taken over, apart from obviously the racing. But they've tried to do it with the baseball. They've tried to do it with Liverpool Football Club. Kamoli will tell you that. So I think we got very lucky with Klopp. Like, Klopp has this idea of football and how football should be, and that's grand. That's fine. We'd all like football to be kind of like less about the money and about earning, your success rather than buying it. That's grand. That's fine. That's brilliant. But at the end of the day, guys, I have to look at this summer and look at all the other clubs that have now exceeded us because they've had a better transfer window than us. So, while we all talk about this fantasy land that, we can do it this way, it hasn't proven to work out. We should have really built on the success that Klopp brought to that club. Klopp and those players brought to that club. Now we have an aging midfield. We have an injury-prone midfield. Jesus Christ, Keita came out of the shower there the other day and injured himself. Like, that guy needs to have bubble wrap on him 24/7, and even then he's guaranteed an injury. I mean, we go for Arthur Melo, who is on loan. We go for an injury-prone midfielder to help our injury-prone squad when Tielemans was available for 25 million. Now, you telling me that FSG couldn't say, well, look, okay, here's 25 million, go for Tielemans? Are you saying that Klopp didn't want to go for that?
I mean, that is the question, isn't it? I mean, we won't know. I am of the belief, if you've listened to me, I believe it's a mixture of the two. I think that the reason why Klopp works in an FSG model is because Klopp is of the belief that the FSG model firstly works, because otherwise he wouldn't have signed a contract on those terms, knowing how the last 4 years or 5 years were. And the second thing is the fact that he didn't want to sign these players, and the Arthur Melo signing was a panic signing after realizing, damn, I've got it wrong, because there were many opportunities where we could have went and signed a midfielder. There was talks of Matheus Nunes, as you spoke about. We had Tielemans there, but for Klopp, it was very much like with the Virgil situation, and it's a bit arrogant in my opinion. I want to sign this player. If I don't sign this player, then I don't want anyone. And that benefits an FSG model, because they both work and push and pull off each other. So look,
but we're only assuming, Jerry, that worked out that way. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't insult Klopp's intelligence. I think he knows when he needs to kind of look at something different. You can't play the FSG model for too long, because when you run out of players to sell, with the intention of needing to buy players, well, then what?
I mean, 100%. Like we are now, which is ironic. But the reason I have that kind of belief is Klopp's come out straight away and has told us, look, if I've got to buy a player for 100 million, then I'm going to stop. I'm not going to manage football anymore. I'm going to leave football. It's going to be a travesty for football. And we've gone down that route. And there are a lot of reports suggesting that, moving on players, FSG and Michael Edwards specifically wanted to move on some players. Klopp was very adamant against that. And as a result, it's come back to bite, because we're now relying on Henderson and Milner's in 2022, going into 2023, to actually go and win us a league title, when, as we've spoken about, their legs are gone. We still have an Naby Keita there. It's crazy at the moment. But Sean Dark, listen, we need to have you on again because what you're speaking, like what you're spitting right now and speaking about, it's really knowledgeable. Listen, the fact that no one's commenting, I'm telling you now,
everyone's just listening. I'm just listening.
Everyone's taking you in. So listen, massive props to you.
Thanks for having me, guys. And appreciate it.
Guys, make sure to check out Sean Doc on his socials as well.
Please.
Instagram, Twitter, a lot of stuff over there.
TikTok as well.
Oh, I'm not on Twitter. Not on Twitter.
Oh,
God,
not on Twitter anymore. Sorry, guys. Not
no,
on Twitter. Instagram and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok's the place to be. And there we go. We got JB saying, "Look, we're listening, and that's what it is. They're listening." So appreciate Sean. Don't need to get you on next time, man.
Appreciate it, man. See you now.
All love, man. All love.
All love.
Yeah. Listen, there's nothing really much to say, innit?
Sean's been one thing I'll say about Sean just before we get the next guy on it is that I've been speaking to Sean for a little while, ever since maybe since the summer, probably maybe before then, and the things that he's been saying, the stuff like some of the stuff that he's like sent me privately and stuff like that, they were things that I didn't like. I was like, shit. I didn't even know FSG like were moving in the way that they were actually moving, kind of thing. So some of the things he's saying, and most of the things he's saying, to be honest, are all factual, to be honest. But I think it's just one of them kind of things, man. Especially now, I think now we're all in that state of mind now where it is literally just a case of we're just happy now, so to speak. Obviously, until we see who these owners are, I don't think anyone's going to actually care who these owners are until we find out that they're either gonna spend money or not. But what you said earlier on about where'd you go from here? Remember, you can't even get another FSG anymore. Like that's now done. That no one's can't really be in a position where we get another ownership like that. It has to be someone who's basically gonna come in and do a Manchester City or Newcastle and just spend money. To be honest with you, that's it.
Exactly. Yeah. Big up to Sean. We're gonna get next caller in. We're going to try to speed up because we need to be done just before 11, guys. So listen, yes. We're going to make this short and sweet, but we're going to get the next one on. It's Tar Mizzy. Big up your damn self. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Brody,
you know.
Listen. But before we start, I've been looking in the background, and have you got something to show us? Because I've seen.
You know, like that. Don't think we didn't see them. Don't think I didn't
see there, and it's looking.
He's got the same boots I used to have old school. Okay, yeah.
We've got listen, and Thomas, we've got a certain individual in the background. I know it's giving him memories of a certain player. Do you know what I mean? A certain Xabi Alonso. Do you know what I mean? Wearing those boots gives us memories. Retro.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
Classic.
But talk to us. How you feeling?
No, it's just I enjoyed the previous callers. You know, the news came out. We got the dub on Sunday. It's kind of coincidence because Liverpool are heading to Dubai next month for the mid-break, and I don't know. And I did say on the earlier stream when you had it, Jay, and I said it's like something's cooking behind the scene. Early on, and I did put another comment saying that Mo Salah's wages, it's something that might be one of the driving factor of this recent headlines that cause a stir everywhere. So there's that logic behind. We'll see in it because about the Dubai as well. I just wanna add on that I'll be heading there next month because I'll be there for a couple of days for transit. Then I'm heading to Doha for the World Cup, so I'm gonna watch one game live. Yeah, the game is on the 6th, and also the boot that I showed you. Actually, I'm gonna wear that for because I have a one-to-one coaching session in Dubai. So just getting ready, you know.
Oh, amazing! What
midfield.
What are those the boots you're playing in as well?
What's that?
Are those going to be the boots you're playing in?
Yeah. But I bought another boot. I'm a boot collector, by the way.
Okay.
I'm a boot collector. So I just recently acquired the Adidas the remake one. I'll show you when it's arrived. It's on the shipment now. But yeah, I'm bringing my gears up.
I need to know if you get them online. I need to know if you get those bad boys.
It ain't easy, G. It ain't easy. Those kind of rare collector's items. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be there for like up until 12th of December. So I'm gonna dig some info with this talks and behind the scenes, because I know certain people over there. But the one reason why I want to appear is because I want to talk about on Sunday, and one of the thing that two things actually that I kind of make a bit of a conclusion of my take from the game is, if Heung-min Son plays that game, it's that first half is Spurs first plan A tactics. So we attack them, but they invite us to attack, because they will counter, because the first half that we blitz, shall I say, is where it reminds me of Man City and Tottenham, whereby Kane and other attackers are just waiting to pounce. Do you know what I'm saying? So and that second half is unlike Spurs. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know they pull one goal back, but it's just that it's not that Spurs that we've seen. I know they do get some goals with the trying to put on a front foot, but it's just that they rather have an expensive team like us to attack first, and caught us on transition and all that. And also my other take is, with Van Dijk and whoever the centre back, whether it's Ibu or Joel Matip or Joe Gomez, I feel like part of me, when I look at how the body language is, especially Van Dijk, his this lackadaisical kind of thing, or he's a bit laid back, is because Ali is behind him. So there is this trust and relationship that Ali would there's a guarantee that Ali is securing that goals won't be conceded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he got carried away, and at times that second half, not just like the Spurs second half, but even the West Ham that we've been complaining is like night and day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why Van Dijk is more kind of relaxed at times, and he just doesn't engage. And like we used to see the classic back four, shut up shop and all that. So yeah, those are my takes. And like I said, the boots are another boot is coming, but I'll show you another time.
Yeah, there we go. You got to show us. Make sure you're doing all the groundwork for us. We need to get. I mean, we need to know what's going on. We need to get the download from you as soon as. We're going to make sure we're doing the calling next time. For sure. 100%. Amazing having you on as always.
Bless.
Love, bro.
Yeah, I think that's a decent point. Just to summarize quickly, I think Van Dijk, knowing that Alisson's there, maybe he's gotten a bit too caught up in himself, and he's just like, you know what, I'm going to stay off you because I know Alisson, you're not beating him from here. It's a similar situation to. Do you guys remember last season, Lautaro Martinez goal against Van Dijk?
Oh yeah, when
he slapped it, and it's like, you ain't scoring from here. You ain't scoring from here. You're gonna have to get a worldie, and he does. And maybe that's the kind of thing. Gonna get the next caller in just to speed it up. Listen, to be fair, what I need to do, get the next caller in. G. I'm just gonna take the phone lines off because it's building up still.
Hey Jay, where my money, man?
Yo, what are you man saying?
I'm good, brother. How are you, man? You good?
Good, bro. I'm good, man. I actually got a headache.
I'll take that role though. Like, don't get twisted. I'll get Liverpool doing craziness in the transfer market. I got good links.
Trust me. Nah, they don't want to see us shine in Liverpool, bro. I'm telling
you. I know they do. They ain't trying to see me sad. They ain't trying to see me sad.
Trust me. Nah.
Chat to us, Jay. How you feeling?
See, I can't lie. I wanted to talk about like Tottenham. I was gonna cook Fab and the man there, bro. Do you see my man turning like a 10-wheel bus, bro? and against Tottenham, I'm telling you, this guy was doing a madness. But anyway, bro, ever since the news came out in the morning, I was like, raw, we could actually be onto something, you know. Like everything we've been wanting, like it could be within like touching distance, and this could be a crucial point in our history. And like we could define the next big era of the Premier League if we do things like the proper way, innit? And all this like spirit of Shankly, bro, that allowed these man think they're like involved in these bigger things, bro. Just chill out, just take a back seat, man. These men are too gassed up there, bro. Spirit of Shankly and these things there, bro. Just take a step back, bro. Like get involved with like the match day experience and these things there. Like these are bigger like business like ventures. Like they don't need to get involved in these kind of things. Obviously they've got to, but don't they know that the Premier League is going to do their due diligence like they did with the Newcastle thing anyway. Like Spirit of Shankly ain't no mad board like that. I don't know why they're moving like crazy. Like they're gonna do some mad checks on guys. Nah, bro, it's not allowed, man. Just let see. The thing is, I think if you're in that kind of position, if you've got that power, that money, mostly, let's say 99 times out of 100, there's something dirty. There's something that smells. Something will always smell at the end of the day. It's just about how bad do you want it to smell. That's what I believe in. Do you want it to smell like rancid? Or do you want it to smell like a bit sour now and then, but every now and then it's a bit of a sweet lavender thing as well?
Yeah, you cover it up, you mask it up.
Exactly, Jerry. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like you can never get something. Nothing's 100% pure. Like you get me. Like no one's going to be innocent out there. So just get what you take in it. Like no one's asking for someone to do like 100% charity work and them things there. Otherwise, they'd never be interested in buying the club anyway. If it was a owner like that. So that's why I just wanted to start off with, because it was just pissing me off. I was seeing these man, I was like, Spirit of Shankly, bro, like you man are not even on stuff like that, and you just want to move crazy. Like these man are like running Liverpool 24/7 and doing mad things. Like no disrespect to like I don't know who they are and like who's part of it, but they sometimes you just got to like take a step back, let the higher like entities to deal with what needs to be dealt with. You get me? Like you can't always push your agendas and you're like we're Liverpool, we're this and that. Like just sometimes just take a step back in it. That's all. But apart from that, bro, I think like to see the Real Madrid thing, it could be peak if we don't make any moves in January. You know?
Yeah. 100%.
Bro, if we don't make any moves in January, it could be really peak.
But the thing is, I think people have to realize now as well, if this takeover talk, it's looking like it's correct. We've got RJ breaking the news as well. We're going to get up for you guys whilst Jay's on here as well. Let me see if I can share my screen with you people. Hold on.
See if I can get it.
Hold on, let me see. Entire screen. There we go. Left it like this. Let me see if I can do it. Hold on.
Take the corner of your screen first before you even try and share screens and that, bro.
What? Take the what? Did you say?
You heard what I said. I didn't start.
Oh, is it? Say nothing. But guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
You see this, yeah? Yeah, cool. So guys, look, breaking news. FSG have already been approached by at least one potential buyer to buy Liverpool. Forbes valued the club at 4.45 billion. I mean, it's looking more and more realistic now. Like, yeah, I mean,
for sure.
But what I wanted to say is it's quite interesting because if this takeover does happen, if it doesn't happen before January, and we wait to the end of the season for that to happen, FSG aren't going to invest because it's another cost. So, like, I mean, we need if we want these players to come in, it's going to have to happen now. Like we wait.
I heard that.
No, because FSG aren't going to go and spend any money because they're selling. Why are you going to go and spend money on something that you're about to sell? Doesn't make any sense. Why are you going to invest? Doesn't make any sense. So, but yeah, man, it could get peak. The Real Madrid thing could definitely get peak.
But can we afford that though, Jerry? Because realistically, if you think about it, like I can't see them selling up before the end of the season. That's just me personally. I don't see them selling up before at least like till summer, innit? So can we afford them not investing in January?
No, I mean, we can't. We know we can't. We know we're going to need some reinforcements anyway to even try and make a push for top four, in my opinion. Like, forget the result over the weekend. We're still very inconsistent. We can't put the blinders on and think everything's rosy now because they've thrown out some news there, and the PR have spun something saying, yeah, Liverpool are selling this. What Liverpool fans want to hear. I mean, FSG are selling. Sorry. We're going to need investment to even challenge for top 4, like we did last season with the purchase of Diaz. If we don't get that, then we're in trouble. But FSG won't care. FSG won't care. If they're in the middle of selling, they're not going to care because they're not going to go and spend, 50, 60, 70 million out of that 4 point. Do you know what I mean? To go and then sell at the end of it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't build. It doesn't go. It's not like spending on the stadium. Spending on the stadium adds value to the club. A player doesn't add value. It's actually a cost until he delivers anything on the pitch, and that's in response to trophies and kind of just commercially, so like selling t-shirts and stuff. So
what if they think about it this way? They could also think about it this way: like, let's invest a little bit in January. Maybe it might not be anything over the top, but just a little something to keep it going, and then more chances of top 4 equals Champions League, which will also attract potential buyers as well. Because if they don't invest that in January, they know that there's a danger of losing out on top 4, and maybe it could tarnish their rep a bit if we're in the Europa League or Conference League or something like that. So they might think of it. I personally think that FSG, listen, I'm not FSG in. I've been FSG out ever since they stepped foot in Liverpool, bro. Forget all of that FSG talk, yeah. But I think that they will actually invest in January, regardless of whenever they're selling. I think they have to. It's gone too wrong at this point for them not to do anything.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Yeah,
I mean,
and just one more point. Sorry, Jerry, before you go, is you see all this oil stuff, and like I get what you man are saying. Yeah, we want the money, but you see me, honestly, I couldn't even care whoever comes in. Yeah, as long as I don't even care about money like that. Yeah, but for me, it's ambition, innit? Your ambition has to be high, bro. Your ambition needs to match the ambition, like what we've done in the past. It has to be that very high in terms of like it needs to go beyond Klopp as well. Because, bro, imagine we get like all the money in the world and Klopp's still gonna come out with his next book, next autobiography, and say, "Yeah, training is my transfers." What are we gonna do then?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do then, bro? Man's gonna be playing Curtis Jones, that left mid, right mid, striker. He's gonna convert him into a false 9 before we know it, bro. And he's not gonna buy it. So what are the owners gonna do then? I need someone to come in and say, you see, Klopp, I know you've done this and that, yeah. But even if you don't want this guy, you're gonna get him anyway. Here, hold that, bro. You're gonna get him anyway.
What we need is that to have happened with Lewandowski, innit? Just to get in
bro, I'm telling you.
Don't care, bro. You're getting this player, and you're gonna ride with him. You're gonna ride
exactly.
With him.
So for me, it's all about ambition over money, innit? Obviously, bro, anyone that's gonna buy us at this point will be a billionaire, trillionaire, whatever like that, innit? Yeah. Otherwise, they'll never be in the bidding war. So for me, it's all about ambition. Whether you can match it, whether you can take us to the next level and keep us there as well, innit? Like, because FSG took us there, but keeping us there is a whole new game, and they weren't built for that. So. Yeah, so it's big questions to be asked for Klopp as well. So we'll see how that plays out if anything does happen. But yeah, it's exciting times, isn't it? Right now, it's exciting times.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, you're spitting facts, though. I can't lie.
Exactly. Jay, listen, everyone's speaking facts. There's nothing even to say. Like, do you know what I mean? But Jay, big up to your damn self. Amazing.
It's been blessed. Thank you for having me on as usual, bro.
Man, of course, man. You're regular, man.
Yeah, man. I love the content. Keep it up, guys. And everyone in the comments, smash the like, subscribe. Let's give these men the appreciation they deserve in it. So let's keep it moving, guys. Bless, yeah.
Love and blessings, bro.
Love. Yeah. Big up to Jay. Big up to Jay in the building. Guys, listen, we're gonna have to speed up the calls now. We've got Hussam's channel that both of myself and G are gonna be on as well. It's gonna be straight after this. We still got to go and set up as well. So we're gonna get the next caller on. Listen, I've wanted this brother to come on for ages now. Ages. People said he's the OG Mr. Knowledge. The OG Mr. Knowledge. The chat, the group chats, the spaces, all been talking about this guy. I've seen him on copy so many times. I was like, I need to have this guy. And the fact that I'm gonna have him on now, I'm so privileged. It's man like Mr. Knowledge, Romz himself.
Bro, what is up, guys, man? What's up? What's going
on? Look at the smile on Ram's face.
Yeah. Yo, perfect way to come on. We're getting that Arab money, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love it, bro. I love it. Oh. You know what? I'm not gonna shit on FSG that much, yeah,
Mm.
because their model, it is the perfect model to build a football club up. It's as simple as that. You know, if you want to keep yourself a sustaining club that wants to move up in the world, that's the exact model that you have in terms of backroom staff, the kind of manager that you need, and everything. But we've outgrown them, and I think they've sort of understood that. And fair play to them. They were like, you know what? It's just going to get peak. Our pockets are going to be tied. We ain't got the facilities to do that, so we'll give it to someone else. I'm not going to buy into the fact that it will be a straight swap in the reins. I think it's going to be partial like payments given. I think they'll give away their stock. I think also given the fact of the economic climate in England, they're starting to realize if we sell up now, we could save a little bit of money maybe in the future, because obviously the pound compared to the dollar has depreciated a lot for the last couple of weeks. So there is a little bit in that. But at the end of the day, if we're talking footballing terms, like I said it on the terrace, I said it before, I want us to push that boat out a little bit. And I was talking about dinghy levels, like you got the paddle boats. We're talking about a yacht that was built in Italy, bro. If we're talking Arab money, if we're talking Sheikh Khalid, if we're talking his name, we're talking about Beretti yachts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is mad. And the stuff that we could do, like we could go out and buy whoever the hell we want to, and no one can say you ain't got the facilities for that, mate. You ain't got no money. We can go out and say, Bellingham, you want your money? Dortmund, you want your money? We'll give you the money, bro.
Thank you.
That's what happens, and it's good. It is a good thing, but I still think, in terms of our transfer strategy, there won't be much change. I feel as though we'll still spend smart. We'll still spend the odd 15, 20 million pounds on bargain players. And we'll still have that little bit of like cautiousness when we're going to the transfer window. We need to be 100% sure that will still be there. Hopefully it'll still be there. Hopefully the likes of Julian Ward can do that. But our hands aren't tied anymore. And it's sick. Yeah. It's sick. It's sick. And it can be sustainable as well, G. It can be sustainable. We talked about this before. Yeah. It could, if we end up staying, Klopp does his business and he ends up doing well for the next couple of years, and then 2026 we need to get a new manager in. Hansi Flick, we got the funds for you. Come right over, try and build up on our success. And I feel like we have no qualms with that, because we'll be like, you need anybody? You want Kimmich? We'll go get Kimmich. You want Goretzka? We'll get Goretzka.
I think what it does is getting these owners actually takes the pressure off a Klopp, and the fan base takes the pressure off the Klopp, because we got the owners. You look at Chelsea, because of the amount of money they've spent, and they know that it's going to be spent. There's no real culture in that club like that derives from one manager. It's not there. The manager comes and the manager goes. Very similar to what you got in the NBA. Do you know what I mean? You got a coach that comes in, he's there for a bit, he bounces. The culture of the club actually stems from the players that you've got, and that then enables, do you know what I mean, us to go and, like you said, approach a Flick or someone else, knowing that they're going to get the backing though. Do you know what I mean? It's just about what they do now. They're going to get the backing.
It just opens so many doors. It opens so many doors. But what I'd like owners to do is not only put investment onto the field in terms of personnel transfers and everything, but also we still need to build inside. You know what I mean? We still need to build the foundations. Yes, we got a great training facility, but I still think we could do a lot more work on our youth academy. I still think that gap between the youth academy and first team football is just not there. It's not there. Whether we copy the Borussia Dortmund, I know we've started to implement similar styles, obviously integrating everything together, but we still got a lot of work to do. And if anyone knows Liverpool history, we've known for bringing up players from the youth academy, the likes of Robbie Fowler, the likes of Stephen McManaman, Steven Gerrard, Michael Owen, Jamie Carragher. That we are known to bring up these players, and I still want that heritage to keep going forward. You know, and that's what I want. I mean, we could spend as much money as we want, but building from the ground up, keeping that foundation going. That's what we need. And we saw City's doing that right now. They're bringing players like Foden, like Delap, a guy Lewis, the right back.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got a good foundation for the youngsters, and they'll keep on bringing more youngsters. Jadon Sancho was part of this youth academy before he went to Dortmund. Like stuff like that, I feel we're still lacking a little bit. But with these owners, we can bridge that gap between the likes of Chelsea and Manchester City.
Yeah. Facts, fam. Listen, big up to yourself for coming on. We need to have you on more, man. I need to have you,
bro.
I'm waiting for my invite.
One of them people. All right, cool. Don't worry, we'll get the personal invite out to you. You know, like you're in the group chat, but he needs a personal invite.
He needs a personal invite. What is this?
I'm gonna make
sure. I need to feel welcome in it. You know what I'm saying? I joke. You need to
feel like Klopp in it. You need to feel like Virg. Virg just made me feel welcome. You know, like I knew I wanted to come here. Yeah, we hear that. All right, Ram,
yeah, man. Big up yourselves, man. Big up. I'll speak to you guys later, man. See you there.
One.
Yeah, big up. Let's get the next caller in because we've got to finish up real soon. Listen, apologies, cracked, but we're gonna have to time you for this one. It's gonna be 2 minutes. You know what? I'll give you 2.5. Cracked, you there?
Hello. Yo, how we doing, boys?
What's going on, man? Listen, we're gonna start. You want to take long? All right, cool. You know what? I won't even time you. There we go. How about that?
It's my mistake. My bad. I came late. Just quick regarding the news about the owners. Yeah. Jiggle. It only falls, baby. I'm guessed about this, brother. I'm so guessed. But the thing is, I'm gonna stay quiet until this shit happens, because like as we use with this team, bro, most of the news turn out to be rumors. So we'll wait and see. But like, yeah. but just like G said,
in the FSG sell 2023, and it never happens, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get gaffing. We'll look stupid.
Just like G said, the only way is.
Can't hear him.
Cracked, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Hello? Oh, no. Cracked. It's like the mic's cracked. You know what I mean?
Can you hear me?
You there?
Yeah, no.
You're just about to log out.
My bad. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi. Anyway, I was saying, like G said before, the only way is moving forward. There's no like going there's in the back with Hicks and Gillette. There's nothing to worry about. The only thing, like Gerana said, big up to this guy. Money only is unimportant. We're gonna end up like the Glazers at United. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the last thing I want to say, if that happens and we get wealthy owners, I don't want to hear shit about Newcastle fans or City fans. Call us oil club. But we got the fucking history to back it up, baby.
There we go.
We're the fucking club that deserve to buy any player we want at any given time. My only worry though, that yes, we need to buy players in January window. But the thing is, these big and world-class players will be playing in the World Cup. And then they tell you, yeah, I'm gonna care about the club news once the World Cup is finished. So we gotta do our business quick. Starting now.
Yeah, that's true as well. It's with everything, isn't it? The news has got to get done now. You know, with the World Cup, a lot of players wait until after the World Cup, but then you got our team's gonna go and kind of want to let players go in January after the World Cup, midway through a season. We know January is always a tricky market, so that's facts. That's facts.
And I'm not gonna take a lot of your time. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Look, big up, Cracked as always, guys.
And by the way, tell me.
No, go on.
Finish.
And I just want to apologize because I've been away for the last 3 calling shows. So I've been busy, so that's why I couldn't come up.
Yeah, no worries. Make sure you're calling. Like I said, we need to hear more from you, man. Love to have you on. But big up to yourself, Crack Deliby. Guys, make sure you give him a salute in the chats as well. Big up to yourself. Peace.
Love, man. Love.
Yeah, and big up. Listen. It's been a crazy one. We didn't expect that many callers, to be fair. Started off with 2 and we bottled it. You know, we gave everyone just time to spit And after that, it went down a whirlwind. But listen, big up to everyone tuning in. Yeah, it's been a massive show again. Please make sure you're smashing the like. Make sure you're subscribing. Yeah, make sure you're obviously commenting as well. And yeah, rewatch it. Anyone that hasn't obviously tuned in, make sure you're rewatching it as well. Make sure you're rewatching it. We've got M. Thomas, big up M. Thomas saying respect crack. Respect the crack. How about that? That's another hashtag. Respect the crack.
Not that kind of crack, no, guys. Not that kind of crack.
It's been the Trey James Show. And we're out, people. Peace.